daylight, but it's looking at it, you can see as clear as day. So sorry I can't quite get a good enough picture to show you that, but I'm sure Arrington will have no problem finding it. There, you can see that. It's really hard to anyway, I hope you take my word for it. So number 4 and number 6 have 2 bent valves in them. You can tell they're the original valves that were sent back to them. Again, here's number 2. You can clearly see the scuffs here when I tried to polish out the scratches I did on them. I mean, there's no mistaking it. Here's number 4, the original valve. Again, those scuffs, those aren't just scuffs, those are gouges, marks I made in the valve trying to clean the carbon off to look for, see if the pistons gained contact. And this one, number 6, same deal, original valve. You can see where I actually tried to buff it all out. I'm sure you can see that. There's still marks on the head. But there's the big buff mark that I had from before. And here's number, oh, what am I getting wrong here? Oh, I should have cleaned it off. Number 2 is the new valve. Sorry about that. I'll clean these off, make sure that there's no, I'll get a rag. Let's recap this. Brand new valve on number 2. It's good. Original valve, as you can see the scratches, clear as day from before when I tried to clean it off with a hard shaped file, or like a scraper. Number 4, listen. Valve's bent. When I showed you the video a few seconds earlier, you can see daylight through it when you're turning it. We've already done the number 2, nothing. Number 6, there's no point in doing that because even though it's set in there, the valve was so bent on the back side, that was the other valve where you saw so much daylight, it's ridiculous. And it, of course, is the original valve that I sent back to them. It was the bent one from the beginning that they should have replaced, but obviously they didn't bother trying very hard because I have 2 bent valves. Phone keeps ringing. Anyway, brand new valve they replaced on number 2. Old scuffed up valve that's broken on number 4 and his valve's bent. That's hitting one side, that's hitting the other side. It's not seated, its valve's fucked. Number 6, this is the one that don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this one out. It's so warped, it's fucking crazy. And the final one, original valve again. You can see the scuffs. I mean, they're my scuffs I did when I tried to clean the valve to look for hitting the piston. So, one new valve they put in. They left 2 bent valves in. Don't really know what else to say. I'm dumbfounded. Nice job, Arrington. The heads have been milled. We know that. Don't know how bad that is yet either, but if they've been over milled, that would explain the problems. So I'm going to go pick up the parts to check my put the stock heads in, new head gasket, new torque yield bolts, and see if we get compression back. So as bad as this is, I can only imagine it'll get worse. Well, there's my motor after I pull the Arrington head. Assume you can see that head gasket. Here's the old head gasket that's been run for 3 minutes, but of course I have to pull it because I can't take the chance putting my stock head back on that there's a problem with the gasket. You can see the new lifters. There's the front one. There's the back one. $400 for the set of 8. I haven't found any marks on the pistons, so I don't think anything's happened lately. To explain why the Arrington heads are so fucked up, but we'll put the stock head on and we'll do a compression test and see what happens. So next hour or so, I'll have my stock head back on and we'll see how bad things really are. As you can see, my motor's a fucking mess. I had to pull a harness to get my header off. I've already broken a bunch of parts. I've had this motor apart probably half a dozen times already. Intake, everything's off. Not happy to doing this again. Of course you can see my breath, because as usual it's bloody cold out in my unheated garage.